The cabin lights flicker, passengers fidgeting, phones clicking quietly. She sits upright, book open, calm, her presence steady. He glares from across the aisle, lips pressed tight, simmering contempt. Whispers float, uneasy glances exchanged. The plane hums beneath them, a low, constant tension. Every stare, every subtle shift feels loaded. Silence stretches, heavy waiting. Seriously, I don't even know why they let people like her fly first class, he sneered. Whispered gasps ripple through the cabin. She lifts her eyes briefly, calm, unshaken. Flight attendants glance at each other nervously. The weight of his words presses down, yet her composure makes his arrogance look brittle, hollow. "You'll regret speaking like that," she says, eyes fixed on her book, voice calm. The cabin hushes, thick tension settling over every passenger. He smirks, trying to hide the unease creeping into his posture. Whispers are stifled. Every gaze now weighs on him. Power shifts silently, unnoticed aloud, but undeniable in the air around them. Whispers ripple, careful, restrained. Every passenger glances between them, tension coiling tighter. His smirk wavers, fingers drumming nervously on the armrest. She doesn't look up, calm as ever. The hum of the engines mixes with the quiet judgment surrounding him. Each stare, each shallow breath feels like a jury weighing his arrogance. Silence presses, heavy, undeniable. He leans back, recalling office meetings where complaints vanished into nods and murmurs. "They're too sensitive," he had said, shrugging as colleagues looked away. A passenger tightens her grip on the armrest, memories of similar dismissals pressing down. Whispers of microaggressions echo quietly. She exhales, calm, letting the weight of each ignored complaint settle. The cabin hums around them, every glance silently judging. Privilege shields him still, but subtle cracks appear. Observers shift in their seats, aware of the imbalance, feeling the systemic injustice creep into the moment, undeniable yet unspoken. She sits straight, hands folded, eyes calm, absorbing the tension. "You think words can scare me?" she murmurs internally. Around her, subtle shifts occur. A passenger clears their throat nervously. A flight attendant's eyes flicker toward him. He fidgets, realizing control is slipping. Sometimes the loudest voice is the weakest, she thinks quietly, letting that truth hover in the cabin. Her dignity fills the space, unshakable. Silence weighs on him. The power he assumed evaporates subtly, witnessed by all, his arrogance quietly unraveling under the scrutiny of composed authority. "Should we report him?" A flight attendant whispers, voice barely audible. Another glances at her phone, hesitating, then shakes their head. Passengers exchange subtle looks. Some nod slightly, others avert their eyes, unsure yet aware. Why is no one saying anything? A voice murmurs from behind a magazine. She notices calm, letting the moment settle. The cabin feels heavier, each glance weighing on him. His smirk falters as whispers ripple through the rows. Quiet solidarity grows. By the passenger's silent acknowledgement, privilege trembles, and the unseen walls protecting arrogance begin to crumble, witnessed yet unspoken. "Why is he being mean?" a small voice asks, eyes wide, pointing. Silence ripples through the cabin. The man's jaw tightens. A faint flush spreads across his face. Passengers shift, glances heavy with judgment. He clears his throat, words faltering. She sits, composed, letting the moment settle, absorbing the quiet. A hesitant breath escapes him. The cabin's hum feels charged, every subtle movement exposing cracks in his arrogance. Observers watch, unspoken yet decisive, as innocence pierces the pretense, unraveling years of unchecked privilege and forcing a reckoning he cannot steer or silence. "Do you always speak like that?" she asks quietly, voice steady, measured. The hum of engines seems louder now, each syllable amplified. He swallows, eyes darting. I didn't mean anything by it." A mother clutches her child closer. A teenager subtly films, thumb hovering over the screen. Passengers glance sideways, expressions tightening. Whispering silence is heavier than words. "You think fear gives you power?" she continues. "But it only reveals weakness." His hands tighten on the armrests, knuckles pale. Sweat beads along his temple. I'm sorry, I didn't..." The plane's hum echoes like a courtroom gavel. Inside, his mind races. Office meetings, complaints brushed aside, privileges unchallenged. Every slight, every ignored voice, every silent nod now confronts him in unspoken judgment. A businessman averts his gaze, the weight of observation pressing down. Whispered breaths, shifting seats, subtle nods. Each micro moment exposes his facade. She leans back, calm, dignified. Her presence alone speaks louder than accusation. "You're unraveling," a silent thought crosses his mind, bitter and helpless. The cabin holds its collective breath. Power has shifted, not through anger or confrontation, but through witness, moral authority, and the quiet collapse of systemic arrogance. He slumps, eyes fixed on the floor. I didn't think..." His voice breaks, trailing into nothing. A flight attendant adjusts her stance silently, glances toward a colleague. Neither speaks. The quiet amplifies him. "You realize now, don't you?" she says softly, calm as stone. "It doesn't matter what you thought." His fingers twitch, gripping the armrests. I didn't mean..." A mother shifts her child closer. A businessman exhales sharply. A teenager films with a subtle shake of the head. Whispers hover, unfinished, yet heavy. "You always had control, or so you believed," she continues, voice steady. "But look around you. Power isn't fear. Power is respect, something you traded for arrogance." He gulps. Shallow breaths visible, memories flashing, office meetings, dismissed complaints, silent nods of protection. Each recollection now a weight pressing down, meaningless. Passengers observe with quiet dignity, every furrowed brow, tense jaw, and sideways glance eroding his facade. Her presence remains serene, unwavering, an anchor of composed authority. He lowers his gaze fully. Silence speaks. Smartphones subtly capture the moment. The plane descends. His authority lies shattered, leaving only reflection and regret as witnesses to a poetic justice delivered through quiet, unflinching truth. He scrolls, thumbs frozen. Each video a mirror of his own arrogance. "Everyone saw. Everyone," he mutters, voice cracking. The screen shows the cabin, her calm presence piercing through his collapse. A memory surfaces. Office meetings, dismissed complaints, smirks of silent approval. He swallows hard. Was I really this? He cannot finish the thought. Narration presses in. Each clip amplifies humiliation. Each comment a judgment of past privilege now meaningless. Her dignity, quiet and unyielding, contrasts sharply with his faltering facade. The plane, the cabin, even the hum of engines, the moment crystallizes, exposing the emptiness beneath his power. Online viewers, strangers, ordinary people all witness silently, letting the weight of conscience settle without a word. He leans back, hollow-eyed, confronting the slow, inevitable unraveling of a life built on oppression, arrogance, and unchecked authority, now exposed to the quiet yet unstoppable force of judgment. She walks, heels clicking softly, calm amidst the quiet chaos. A stranger murmurs, "Did you see what happened?" "I did," she replies, measured, eyes forward. Passengers glance, subtle nods exchanged. Narration frames the shift. Her quiet strength ripples outward, the weight of dignity reshaping perception. Social media stirs, messages, apologies, hushed conversations, a subtle reckoning. Colleagues distance themselves from old privileges. Murmurs of acknowledgement spreading. A mother smiles faintly. A teenager lowers their phone, recognizing the moment. Planes rise behind her, engines humming like applause. Internal thought, some lessons only arrive with humility. And silence speaks louder than cruelty. Narration concludes, justice need not roar. It settles quietly, enduring, leaving arrogance fractured and dignity immortalized. A slow, irreversible transformation in motion.